Hello guys and welcome to Deadside. In today's video we're going to cover the basics for medical supplies, food and water. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's get into the first tip. The first and most important medical item within Deadside that we'll be talking about and the most easiest to obtain will be rags. So rags heal 8 health and they can stop 1 bleeding. They can be stacked, so if you are down 50 HP you can spam 4 or 5 of these and it will stack. You don't need to apply one, wait, and then apply another. Rags can be obtained from clothing all over the world. They can either be teared up on the ground, like so, or they can be teared up from inventories by right-clicking while it's in your inventory and tearing it up. Tear up, please. And then when it's on the ground, it can also be teared up, and then you just shift-click it into your inventory. And that is how we obtain rags. The next medical item that we are going to be talking about is sterilised rags. Now, to make sterilised rags, we need to go to the crafting menu, go into our medicine, and here we have sterilised rags. They heal 15 health and they stop 1 bleeding. To craft these, we need 3 rags and 1 vodka. Vodka can be found all over the map. There are spawns. This is a common spawn for vodka. So we'll pick this up. We'll go back into our crafting menu. We'll go to the medicine tab, and then we will simply click craft when we have the 3 rags and the 1 vodka. And now we have sterilised rags, as can be seen here. Now that we have covered rags and sterilised rags, we will go over bandages. So again, to get to your medicine tab, press B, go to the medicine section, and then here we have the items that we need. So we are going to make some bandages. Now these bandages heal 25 health and they stop 2 bleeding wounds. To make these, all we need is 2 sterilised rags and 1 medicaments. Now medicaments can be found all over the map. They can be found in trunks of cars. They can be found once you complete missions. They can be found on AI and they can be found in mini bunkers, so on. They can be found literally all over the map. So all we need to do is just click the bandage and then craft as many as you want. There we go. We have the bandage crafted. Next on our healing list, we'll pull up the crafting menu and we will cover painkillers. Painkillers heal 25 health at the consumption of 30 water, so make sure that you do have water on you if you are planning on using these, as once your water hits 0 or your food hits 0, you will start to take damage. All we need to make these painkillers are 2 medicaments. All we're going to do, we're going to craft 10 of them. The last item on our med guide will be Med X. We can get this by going into the medicine tab in the crafting menu. It will restore 60 health instantly, but at the cost of 30 food and 30 water. To craft this, all we'll need is 1 syringe and 5 painkillers. Syringes can be found like medicaments. They can be found all over the map within mini bunkers, backs of cars. AI will spawn with them, and they can be found at mission completions. So to craft this, we're just going to quickly go to our inventory. These are the syringes that we need, and here are the painkillers that we need. So we'll craft 2 syringes as we have 10 painkillers and 4 syringes, 14 syringes. So we'll just click the plus button. If we click this plus button here, it will make 2 of them at the same time. It won't make one, then start making another. It will just do 2 of them straight away in one craft. Just a quick summary on the medical supplies in this game then. So we have the worst healing item, which will be the rags, then sterilised rag, then bandages, which all heal health over time, but they can be stacked. The next items will be the painkiller, and then the best item will be the Med X. These will instantly heal health straight away at the cost of food or water. Then finally, to make all of these items, we'll either need vodka for the sterilised rags, medicaments for the bandages and the painkillers, and syringes to make the Med X. The first provision that can be found through foraging is mushrooms. They are located anywhere within the world, mainly in forest biomes. You can pick up the mushrooms with your F key. They can be dried, cooked or eaten raw. The second provision that can be foraged within Deadside are apples. They can be found commonly under trees. For example here, apples, they can be used for 5 water and 5 food. They also give a bonus when consumed of active for 15 minutes and healing effectiveness of 10%. The third item, which can be foraged in Deadside, is the red berries. They will be located on bushes like this throughout the map, so all you do is press the F key to pick them. Then, once you have them in your inventory, I'm just going to get a little bit safe here. They give you 1 water, and they have a bonus of active for 3 minutes, giving you run speed of 15%. This is the energy bonus, or these can be used on the drying rack to make a tincture. The final item for our provisions list will be the yellow leaf, which looks like this in the wilderness. Again, pick it with F. If we go into our inventory, you can see that this heals 2 health at the consumption of 1 water. The medicinal leaves can also be placed on a drying rack to make a tincture. The final item we will need for crafting in our provision section will be the drying rack. So if we open up our crafting menu with the B key, go down to our base section and then go to the drying rack, you can see that the drying rack dries berries and leaves. It needs to be stored on foundations or decks, which means this needs to be stored in a base. Any player can disassemble this, and the components to craft is 10 branches, 10 nails and 5 fishing line. We're going to go ahead and craft the drying rack now. Once the drying rack is crafted, we want to throw it down onto our hotbar. And then we want to place it down within the base, wherever we want to put it. We're going to put it by our chests for now. Now that we have the drying rack down, it is time to use it. To use it, we open it with the F key. And we have ticks on all of the items that can be put into the drying rack. So mushrooms, berries and medicinal leaves can be put into the drying rack to make tinctures. So we're going to put some of them in there now. And then over time, as you can see, we have a slow progress bar. They will dry out. Now that all the ingredients have been put into the drying rack and have dried, they do take a long time. So what I would suggest to you guys is, if the moment you get these, put them straight into a drying rack if this is what you plan to do with them. So as you can see, we have the dried leaves, the dried berries and the dried mushrooms. Now these are used for tinctures. The tinctures are as follows. The yellow tincture, it's active for 30 minutes. It holds breath plus 100% and you get minus 10 recoil. To make these, we need to use the dried leaves, painkillers and vodka. For all the tinctures, painkillers and vodka will be used. It's just the main first component that will change, which will be our dried materials. The red tincture takes dried berries, and this gives us active for 30 minutes, run speed of plus 15 and a reload speed of plus 30. And then last but not least, the green tincture, which we use dried mushrooms. It's active for 30 minutes, gives us a max health of plus 20, our healing effectiveness is plus 10, and we have a 6 plus regeneration per minute. One thing that is worth mentioning, with the foods, my food values have been increased for this video. So when you see the green bars on some of the food, it's due to the satiety level down here. As you can see, basically my comfort level, which means that food gives a little bit of bonus when it is consumed in base. The first provision we'll be covering in this guide will be fishing. Now there are 2 different fishing rods that we can use for this. There is an improvised fishing rod and a plastic fishing rod. These fishing rods can be found all around the map, whereas the improvised fishing rod can be crafted within the craft menu under items. All you'll need to craft this is 3 branches and 1 fishing line. Like all the other improvised gear in the game, it is less effective than anything you will find around the map. Once you have the fishing rod, you will need a hunter shovel. The hunter shovel can be used for digging up stashes and finding worms within the ground. So all we need to do to gather the worms is look at the ground, hold F, and we will start digging. Make sure that you're in a safe location when you're doing this, as you will be stood still for quite a while. So I'm doing it in the safety of my compound, where I know there's no threat. Now that we've got the worms, we're going to want to head down to a body of water. Now that we are near a body of water and we have our 2 fishing rods on our hotbar, what we want to do is walk up to the water, stand still. We'll then have this prompt up on screen, mouse left to cast, and we have 11 worms in our inventory. So we're going to press the left mouse button now, and then there is a float placed in front of us. What we want is for that float to bounce in the water. When it goes down, it means a fish is ready to be hooked in, and all we have to do is click the left mouse button again. Now when we're fishing, there are different species of fish to catch, and they all depend on how much fish you get when you skin them. Sometimes you can get 1, sometimes you can get up to 4, so it just depends on which fishes you have. We're going to wait for a fish here. And there we go, we have another fish. So I don't think there's a difference between these fishing rods. I've tested it a few times now, and the times don't really seem to be too different. Every time I cast a line out, I'm waiting for about the same amount of period. But we will cast this line out after running down the beach again. It's going to go into the water, and then we're going to cast it. The one risk with fishing, though, is while we're here trying to catch them, we are stationary. We can look around with our mouse, but we can't move with any of the directional keys. Otherwise, it'll pull the line out of the water and it will use a bait. This is the only downfall to fishing. There we go. There's our last fish. So once we have the fish in our inventory, we are going to place them down on the floor. So we have the amal here. We're going to skin the both of these. So we've got +2 on that one. And +2 on that one. Then we're going to drop the burbot on the floor. And we're going to skin that one as well. And from that one we got +3. So that's all that really matters when it comes to the species of the fish, is how much yield you will get from skinning them. Now that we are back in base and we have our fish filleted, there is one of 2 ways to cook these. The first one being a campfire, which can be crafted with 10 branches within the craft menu under items. This can be placed on any surface within the map as long as it is a flat surface. The second item that we can use is in the base building section. In the top right corner we have the grill. This needs to be placed on a foundation or a deck, so if you have a base, ideally this is where this will be placed. The components to craft this is 4 sheet metal and 4 rebar, so quite a steep crafting requirement to put this down. So now that we have the grill placed, we're going to open up the inventory with the F key. In the top left hand corner we have 3 materials that can be used for fuel. We have branches, planks and logs. All you have to do is place them within the inventory by either dragging them or shift clicking them across. Once they're in there, you can press the light button and then move your fish by either shift clicking again or dragging them to and from the grill. Once the fish is cooked, we will get this fried fish steak, which will increase our food by 29 every one that is consumed. It can be stacked, so you can eat 3 and then it will give you 87 food, and that will just add up over time. We also get a stat increase with hearty meal. It's active for 30 minutes and it increases our max health by +10. Although mushrooms can be eaten raw, they can be cooked to provide you with 1 health and 6 food. On base, they normally give 5 food, but because I have the satiety bonus, I get a little bit extra. As you can see, the bonus for mushrooms is the enzymes, which we just talked about, the satiety level, which means every bit of food you consume, you gain a few more points towards the hunger. In Deadside, the way that we hunt ducks is to find these tall reeds. When we find these tall reeds, we want to run through them. We want to wait for a duck to fly out of the reeds. Hopefully one will fly out very shortly, very soon. And there we go, we get a duck flying out now. You just want to shoot this duck while it's in flight. Swim out or go to wherever the duck has landed and then pick it up. And then we can take this back to base and skin it and cook it in base. The next animal in Deadside that we can hunt is the deer. Now these can be found all over the wilderness. They spawn in random locations. Sometimes they may startle you as the footsteps sound like a player creeping up on you. Many a times I've turned around thinking I'm being approached by a player, but it's actually one of these guys. All you want to do is just aim for the deer, shoot it, and kill it. Once you've killed it, you can walk over to the body, and again you can skin these. These you can't put into inventory, you have to skin on the spot. Once you skin it, you get a roe deer head and a raw roe deer meat, which we'll need to cook once we get back to base. So, another animal that can be hunted in Deadside is a wolf. If you don't have a gun, these can just be knifed, or if you're in a situation where a wolf has aggroed onto you and you don't want to shoot your gun, you can just pull out that knife and you can swing at it and you will kill it. Wolves offer no food within Deadside, so if I was to skin this now, the only item I would get is the wolf head and the wolf pelt, which the wolf pelt is used to craft the bed. Now that we have caught, killed and cooked all of our food, here is the order in which meat is the best to consume in terms of the food stat. The worst food that we can consume is the fried fish steak, as it only offers us 29 food when consumed, but still offers us the hearty meal bonus. The next meat that we can consume is the fried duck meat. This offers us 35 food when consumed, offering us the hearty meal bonus. And last but not least, the best meat to be consumed on Deadside is the fried roe deer meat, offering us 41 food when consumed, and with the hearty meal bonus, which is active for 30 minutes and a max health of plus 10. Moving on swiftly to the next items within Deadside that can be consumed for water and food are the canned goods. So we have canned fish here, which gives us an increase in food and water, mainly in food being 23 and water being 4. Don't forget the satiety levels are changing this, so it will be different values for you guys. Then we have the soda, which gives us 4 water and 23 water, obviously primarily focusing in water. These can be found all over the map, and they do have different variations, especially the soda can. I know that there is a water soda spawn, so just keep your eyes out for them. It will be a green can as well. A great way for us to get water in Deadside as well is to use the natural resources on the map. In towns, you will find places that spawn wells. For example, this well here, we can go over to it and we can just drink the water directly from the well. And we can use the wells to fill up our cantinas and our water bottles by selecting them in the hotbar and holding F to collect the water. One method in which to collect water in Deadside will be to use these water collectors. They can be crafted within the crafting menu of the base section, and they need 10 logs, 4 polyethylene and 4 nails. These water collectors can be placed anywhere within your base. They can be placed indoors and they will still work. Mine are outdoor just for the purpose of it, as it looks a little bit more realistic. All we're going to do is put these into our hotbar down below and then rotate them around. And then we're just going to line it up. And then we're just going to plant it. And then over time, these will just gradually fill up with water, where you can just drink the water directly from them. Or you can drag a flask or a water bottle and then just hold F to collect the water. We're just going to quickly drink some out of here. And you just hold F to collect it, and it will refill your water bottle for you. There we have it, guys. That is the end of today's video on the food, meds and water. If you have found anything that has helped you guys out, leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below if there's anything I've missed out or you need me to clarify in further detail. We will be streaming on YouTube, so go and check me out if that is something that you are interested in. And for now, this has been Gasman Ant. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.